This is the Leitmotif and Movement Podcast, a father and son's journey into the vast worlds of music. I'm your host, Mike Ficklin, and joining me on this epic musical journey is my son,
Michael Ficklin.
This show is dedicated to the discussion of music and introducing Michael to music from the past and present. We will mainly be discussing the genres of rock, hard rock, and heavy metal. We will also, from time to time, dive into film and video game scores, and we'll sprinkle in some surprises along the way. Michael, what have you been listening to this week?
I've been just listening to what the assignment and what I've been listening to for the past few weeks.
So you haven't checked out anything new lately?
Nope.
Okay. Well, I got a chance to listen to quite a bit of stuff here over the last couple of weeks. I finished my journey through the Anthrax catalog by listening to their latest release, which was a live album celebrating their 40th anniversary as a band, and it's titled XL appropriately. It was a really good live performance. It was streamed live during the COVID shutdown, so there's no crowd on it, but it's a killer performance. The band gives it its all. They're just going hard, man. It's a really, really good live record, even despite the fact that there's no crowd on it. Really enjoyed it. I also got an opportunity to listen to the entire catalog from a progressive metal band called Anubis Gate. They're a Danish progressive metal band, and I came away very impressed with this. They are very gifted musicians, and they have a knack for composing complex songs. Throughout all of their albums, the music stays consistently fantastic. They've had 3 singers, and I have a preference for the second one. His name was Jacob Hansen. And the third one, which is Henrik Fever, I believe is how it's pronounced. Jacob Hansen was the vocalist on my personal favorite record of theirs, titled Andromeda Unchained. The band are sonically diverse throughout their catalog. They remind me a great deal of bands like Dream Theater. I'll definitely be listening to them some more. We may even have to cover some of their records on the show. I also checked out the new record from Machine Head titled Unatoned. So the mighty Machine Head is back with their 11th album. While it clocks in as their shortest record, it packs a big punch. It's filled with heavy as hell riffs and a ferocious vocal performance from Rob Flynn. There's a fantastic combination of thrash and groove metal that should make longtime Machine Head fans happy. I was really looking forward to this, and it did not disappoint. Also, I checked out the brand new debut record from Paradise Slaves titled With Hell in His Eyes. Paradise Slaves features former 36 Crazy Fists frontman Brock Lindau. One of the things that stood out to me is some of Brock's lyrical imagery remains intact. So, like, mentions of mountains and bodies of water are still present. Musically, you can hear the early 2000s metalcore influences and some 90s alt-rock as well. For a debut album, it's fine. It's great to hear Lindau's vocals again. They remain strong as ever, moving between screams and clean singing with ease. I find the music to be a little middling. It certainly has its moments, but on the whole, I was hoping for a bit more. There are a couple of standout tracks, such as Aesthetic of Serpents and the album closer, Always Have, Always Will. It's a good opening effort from the band, and it leaves me looking forward to hearing where they go next. Michael, did you get a chance to listen to this?
First song.
You listened to the first song?
Yeah, I didn't get to it.
Okay. Well, I'm looking forward to hearing what you have to say about it.
Me too.
Something else I checked out is the new single from Sammy Hagar titled Encore, Thank You, Good Night. And it's kind of fitting that this came out right now with us covering a Sammy Hagar album today. This song features Joe Satriani on guitar, Michael Anthony on bass, and Kenny Aronoff on drums, and Eric Caudu on keyboard. This is a tribute song to the late, great Eddie Van Halen. Sammy said that he was inspired to write this song after having a dream about Eddie. Satriani delivers some killer guitar work to open up the song. It's very Eruption-like. Sammy delivers one of his best vocal performances in a while. There's an Eddie chant in the middle of the song. It definitely tugs on the heartstrings. I really enjoyed this song so much. I highly recommend it. Also, something that kind of surprise dropped on me. Earlier today, Loathe dropped their first new single in about 4 years. It's titled Gifted Every Strength, and this was such a fun listen. It features lots of changes, it's very proggy. There's beautiful and haunting melodic sections, along with awesomely distorted heavy sections. There's even a very good bluesy guitar solo. It's everything that fans of the band could ask for. Last thing I checked out was the new single from Shadows Fall titled Souls Devoured. This song rips, man. It just goes hard as hell. Brian Fair's vocals might be the most brutal I've ever heard them. He gets some really intense screams going on in this. The music is thrashy metalcore at its finest. I love this song. If a new full length is on the way from Shadows Fall, I hope it all sounds like this. So we will move into our next segment. This is the Art of Discovery, wherein we take a listen to some bands that maybe you've never heard of or might deserve a little bit more praise. We've got an outstanding selection of songs for you this time, and we're going to start out with a heavy metal duo out of Austin, Texas named Sincere, and this is their song, Delicate Little Thoughts.
Doesn't make much sense, but I've gotta know why. With all the suspense, and now it's come to this as I reminisce now on the ignorance of bliss. Reaching out a hand and I'm trying to understand, but all that was left was a secondary plan. That bait was handled with unnecessary hands, and it's irritating dust. I begin to take a stand. Piece of me is left, and every single one. Deny it all you want, now we'll leave it on your tongue through all the twists and turns and all the relationships, and the memories will burn. It's the toughest lesson learned, but it doesn't mean a thing. No, it doesn't mean a thing, 'cause it can't mean a thing. And no, it doesn't mean a thing. No, it doesn't mean a thing, 'cause it doesn't mean a thing. And no, it doesn't mean a thing. Not a single thing.
And once again, that was Sincere with their song Delicate Little Thoughts. You can purchase their music from their Bandcamp page at sinceremusic.bandcamp.com. Michael, what did you think about that one?
That was nice and heavy.
Yes, it was.
It was very nice and heavy.
Liked that one? Yeah, I thought that was outstanding.
A lot of screaming vocals.
Goes hard.
Yes, definitely.
All right. Our next song is from an alternative metal band out of Berlin, Germany called My Sundown. And this is their song, The Denier.
The sky's breaking again. She won't see it, I'm sure. She'll keep on playing the same. We already see it in you. Cool. Yourself off in the sea. The earth will hold you, I'm sure. Come on and lie here with me. I'm already waiting for you.
Separate us. You throw away all our hope and our trust. You push away, try to separate us. You throw away all our hope and our trust. You throw away all our hope and our trust. And you can't comprehend losing all that you love. You cannot lie here with all. You're the denier, I know. The only thing you ever do is lying and twisting the truth. The things that you got to ignore. You're the denier, I know. When you're standing on top of the world, just the edge in front of you. You're the denier.
And once again, that was My Sundown with their song The Denier. That song comes from their Revolution for Sale EP, and you can purchase their music from their Bandcamp page, mysundownberlin.bandcamp.com. Michael, what did you think about that one?
It's pretty good.
Did you enjoy that?
Yeah. It was change up from the last song.
Yeah, a little more melodic, right?
Yes. Very.
I really liked that entire EP, in fact. That entire Revolution for Sale EP is really good.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And now we'll get into our final song for this segment. This is a metalcore musician out of North Carolina by the name of Meg Jacobs, and this is her song, Pyrogen. And once again, that was Meg Jacobs with her song Pyrogen. You can purchase this song and her other music from her Bandcamp page, megjacobs.bandcamp.com. Michael, what did you think about that one?
It's amazing.
Outstanding, right?
Yes.
You know, I'm a really big Julie Christmas fan, and I got huge Julie Christmas vibes off of this. Meg, this song kicked ass. All right, Michael, anything else to say about any of these songs before we move on to our next topic?
Nope.
All right.
But thank you.
Yes. That's exactly what I was getting ready to say. Thank you very much to all of the bands that we got to feature tonight on the Art of Discovery. We really appreciate you giving us a chance to play your music on the show. If you would like to have your music featured on the show, feel free to reach out to us at lightmovepod@gmail.com or through one of our various social media accounts. We'd be happy to check out your music, and if we like what we hear, we will give you a shout. All right, now we're going to get into our main topic of the episode. This is breaking down Sammy Hagar's 1982 release, Standing Hampton. A little bit of background on this record. Standing Hampton is the 6th studio album by American rock vocalist Sammy Hagar. It was released on January 6th, 1982 by Geffen Records. This was his first album after moving from Capitol Records over to Geffen. It was also his first album to achieve RIAA certification, eventually going platinum, and 5 of its singles charted in either the mainstream rock or pop singles charts. Its peak position on the US Billboard 200 chart was 28, and it finished in the year-end charts for the US Billboard 200 at number 49, so not too bad, right?
Yeah, that is not bad. That is not bad.
All right, so with that said, we're going to go ahead and get into our track-by-track breakdown. We start out with track number 1. This is I'll Fall in Love Again. Michael, what do you have on this?
Probably my favorite song on the record.
Really?
I like how catchy it is, and I like the guitar riff and drums. And I like the vocals and the vocal performance.
Yeah, this is definitely one of my favorite songs on the record, too. It's got a great vocal hook. Musically, it's a really simple rock riff, but it's so catchy. The vocal harmony from the backing vocalists add depth to the song. That driving bass line from Bill Church is so good. The lyrics seem to be talking about Hagar exiting a relationship that has gone bad, but he's hopeful that there's still love out there for him to find. Memorable lyrics that beg you to sing along. Great album opener. Michael, have you got anything else on I'll Fall in Love Again?
Will he fall in love again? Nope.
All right. So we'll move on to track number 2. This is There's Only One Way to Rock. Michael, what do you got on this one?
You can go first.
So, yeah, There's Only One Way to Rock. This song is a staple in Hagar's live set, even still today. Hell, even Van Halen played it during the 5150 tour cycle when Hagar first joined the band. It's got an infectious groove to it. Outstanding guitar riff from Hagar and Gary Pill. Thundering drums from David Lasser. Mm-hmm. This song is anthemic as it gets from Hagar. That guitar riff is instantly recognizable. The vocal melodies are hooky and memorable. Anytime I've ever heard Sammy play this song live, it's always a big crowd pleaser. The crowd sings along full-throated. I love this song. It's a great hard rock song with some fiery guitar work and vocals from Hagar. Yeah, I can't say enough about how much I enjoy this song.
I love the opening to the song. Also, I like the vocal performance. It's just a good song.
That main guitar riff is so instantly recognizable when you hear it, and it just rocks. Absolutely rocks.
Yes.
Do you remember hearing this when we went to see Sammy live last year?
We heard this?
Pretty sure we did.
Check your list.
Yeah, we heard it. It was the fourth song he played.
It was?
Yep.
I don't remember.
Dude.
It's been ages.
Dude. All right. Anything else on
Probably
this one,
the
Michael?
reason why I don't remember it is because I did not know the song.
I don't like it. Bad excuse.
It is an excuse.
Bad excuse.
It is an excuse.
You have access to all of my music at your fingertips. You need not wait for me.
Nah. I had only listened to the Van Halen stuff up to that point.
All right. Do you have anything else on this one?
Nope.
Okay. So we'll move on to track number 3. This is Babies on Fire. Michael, what do you got on this one?
I was very confused when I first saw the title.
Why's that?
If you read it fast...
Did you take it literally?
Yeah.
Oh my god. Yeah, Sammy's gonna write a song about a baby literally being on fire.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised.
Wait. He's never done anything that dastardly before. No. I can't imagine the amount of flack and pushback he would get for writing a song about a baby being literally on fire.
You know it. You never know.
I'm pretty confident.
You never know.
I'm pretty confident.
Nah.
Anyway,
But
what do you
like,
got on this?
I like the riff for the song. Also like the beginning of the song with that opening. Also like the drums and the vocals and the performance just all together.
Yeah, this is another song with a great driving guitar riff. I love the bass line from Bill Church during the verses and chorus. It's a good time party song about Hagar having the hots for his girlfriend. Heavy on the innuendo. I really enjoy Hagar's lyrics and vocals on this one. There's some solid guitar work to close this one out. It's a really fun song. Michael, anything to add on that or anything else?
Nah.
Okay. So we'll move right along to track number 4. This is Can't Get Loose. Michael, what do you got on this one?
Very different opening to the song.
Yeah, it's got that opening keyboard work.
Yeah. I like the vocals on this song and the difference that it has from the other songs with the keyboard being a part of the instruments.
The only thing I will say about the synth and keyboard work or whatever that is there at the start of the song, it sounds very much of its time period.
Uh-huh.
The song then gets into more of a straightforward rocker during the chorus. Hagar, as always, is on point with his vocals. It's an okay song. It's not one of my favorites. It seems that this song is about getting wrapped up in your own head so much that you're unable to make a move. You're kind of stuck in this perpetual state of holding on to a fantasy or a dream. I like the message of the song. Just doesn't do much for me. It's an okay song. Michael, anything else to add?
Nope.
You sure? Ain't got some
Yes.
weird anecdote about what you thought the song might be about just by reading the title? Judged the cover of a book before you actually read it, you know? No?
What are you referencing by that?
Golly, maybe the last song.
Nah.
All right. Moving on to track number 5. This is heavy metal. Golly, Michael. Did you think this was about heavy steel dropping on your face or something?
No.
What do you got on this one?
I'm laughing to myself about the comment Mom made.
Which comment Mom made?
When we came home after I went to the eye doctor, and Mom made the most random comment about the song, about the ending of the song. I forget what it was.
You're laughing about it, but you don't know what it was.
But all I remember is I know Mom made a comment, and it was something very stupid.
Okay. I'll take your word for it.
Oh my.
What do you got on the song, man?
I like the opening to the song. A quick sidetrack. This is the most popular song from Sammy Hagar on Spotify.
Yeah, it's another one of those big anthems for him.
At 64 million.
Wow.
And if we want to get technical, the second in second place is I Can't Drive 55.
Yeah, we'll have to get to that song or album at some point.
I've heard the song. Because the day that we were going to that concert, that Sammy concert, I remember it being on the TV when we were watching all the Van Halen stuff.
Yeah, it was probably on one of the concert videos that that we were watching at Uncle Kevin's house.
It was on one of the 5150 tour shows on that tour.
Yep, that sounds right.
But I wanted to get a little sidetracked. I am surprised that the first song on this record is not higher. It is probably in 5th place on the popularity for Spotify.
Yeah, I mean, it's not as hard of a rocker as heavy metal is, and it's definitely not as iconic as heavy metal is either. So we might like that song a lot, but that doesn't mean that other people do, right? So yeah, heavy metal is just another big live anthem for Hagar, and it's instantly recognizable when you hear that opening guitar riff. I mean, that riff is just dirty and heavy. I love it so much. Hagar's at his best on the vocals. The lyrics are kind of silly and corny, but they are catchy as hell. David Lauser is kicking ass on the drums. Fantastic guitar work from Hagar and Pill. We even get treated to a tasty guitar solo towards the latter third of the song. This song is another one that translates very well to the live setting. It's another crowd pleaser. I mean, every time I've ever heard this song live, the fans just go nuts for it. It's a great song. This, to me, actually, would have been, in my opinion, the better album opener. Any thoughts on that, Michael?
I have to sit and think about this. It's really iffy.
It's just high energy, up tempo.
I understand that.
I just feel like it would make a better album opener. And they could have moved I'll Fall in Love Again to later in the album. It still would have worked. I I think Heavy Metal is the more iconic song.
Mm-hmm.
Michael, have you got anything else on this song?
Nope.
Okay. So we'll move on to track number 6. This is Baby It's You. Michael, what do you have on this one?
I like the opening guitar riff on this song. And I also like how it like transfers into that, I think, acoustic guitar right after the opening guitar riffs. And then it jumps straight into the vocals.
This one is a ballad, and it's just okay. It's not one of Hagar's better songs, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
I don't mind Hagar's vocals, but the song on the whole is just dull. There's some decent guitar work, but it's not enough to make the song interesting. Hagar's got better ballads. Lyrically, it's a love song about Hagar's significant other. It just feels like a generic love song. Moving on.
Nothing else? Just moving on?
Just meh. Do you like this song, Michael? Do you disagree with me?
I don't really like it. Fun fact, on Spotify, the next 3 songs after the song and the current song we're on have below a million.
Yeah, I can believe that. And we'll get into more of that as we actually get to those songs, but I can definitely believe that about this particular song. It's just okay.
Can't Get Loose is under 1 million, too.
That's fair.
So Heavy Metal...
that one doesn't do much for me either.
Heavy Metal, Baby on Fire... There's Only One Way to Rock, I'll Fall in Love Again, and Piece of My Heart are the only songs that are above 1 million.
Yeah, and all 5 of those songs were hits for him off of this record. So that explains that. Anything else on Baby It's You before we move on, Michael?
Nope.
All right. So we'll move on to track number 7. This is Surrender. Michael, what do you have on this one?
Honestly, when I listen through this, this ain't really a memorable song that I remember listening to.
Yeah, I mean, it's another slower ballad. I mean, lyrically, it appears to be about Hagar trying to convince a lady that she should give in to his overtures to her. From a vocal standpoint, it's okay. It's not one of Hagar's better performances on the album. Musically, it's nothing to write home about either. It's a bummer that we got 2 of these sort of bland, mediocre songs in a row on this. Just I take it you feel the same way. Kind of unremarkable.
Yeah.
Kind of a bummer that we ran into this way. I mean, I don't mind running into one every once in a while and stuff, but to have ran into it on multiple occasions,
Yeah.
Kind of a bummer.
The next song after this and the song after that, I don't really remember all so well. They're not.
That's not something to admit to, sir. We're supposed to be giving our opinions on these songs.
I am being honest. I am giving my opinion. That is my opinion. It really isn't anything for me to write home on.
So nothing else to say about Surrender then, I assume?
Yeah.
Okay. So moving on to track number 8. This is Inside Looking In. Michael, what do you have on this?
I want to add something on to what I just stated.
Okay.
This song has the lowest plays on the album at 258,968.
That's a shame, and I will talk about that here in a minute. What do you have on this?
It just really isn't memorable for me.
To me, this is a really interesting song. We've got a sax on this one. We've got some keyboard work. The guitar work feels very cabaret, theatrical. Church's bass line is really good. There's some solid guitar work on this one as well. We get a great bluesy guitar solo around the midpoint of the song. And speaking of bluesy, Hagar's vocals are tinged with it as well. Lyrically, I don't really know what's going on. Seems like Hagar is singing about being on some sort of psychedelic trip. It's a pretty good song. Definitely a step up from the last two. So it kind of bums me out that it's got so few listens, because I really think this is a way better song than the previous two songs. Michael, what else you got on this one?
I am going to have to disagree with your statements.
Disagree all you
That's
want.
it.
Disagree all you want. You're still wrong. Moving on.
I guess your opinion overpowers mine.
No, I'm just saying moving on.
You get the final word?
Of course I do. I'm the adult here.
And
Okay.
I'm the child.
Moving on to track number 9. This is Sweet Hitchhiker. Michael, what do you got on this one?
It's the same thing as the others. Not memorable.
Sir, I feel like you haven't really listened to this record at all.
I have.
I feel like you're not ready for this conversation at all.
I have. The songs aren't memorable to me. Those 4 songs are not memorable for me.
So this one features a really dirty, driving guitar hook. Lyrically, it's about Hagar picking up a cute hitchhiker. Again, it lays on the innuendo pretty thick.
It's in the title.
Yeah. I mean, Hagar delivers a solid, fun vocal performance. There's a really excellent guitar solo around the halfway point. Lazar's drum work is outstanding. I like the song even if the premise is totally ridiculous. It's just a fun rocker. So again, Michael, I'm going to disagree with you. I like this song.
Well, you're a part of the 303,000 people that like this song on Spotify.
Yeah, well, you know, I'm starting not to give Spotify listeners a lot of credit. Seems like they are missing out. All they're going after are the hits. I'm an album listener. I like to listen to the whole thing, not just the singles.
Well, 63 million people disagree with you on Spotify.
Good for them. Anything else on this one, Michael, before we move on?
Nope.
All right, so we'll move on to the final track on the record. This is track number 10. This is Piece of My Heart. Michael, what do you have on this?
I like the vocal performance on the song. I like the guitar. I like the drums. I like a lot about the song. It kind of seems like a love song.
More like a regret. Like there's a
get
breakup
that?
happening or the relationship is starting to go sour. This song, it's a great way to close out the record. It's a cover song. The song was originally performed by Irma Franklin, but it was made famous by Janis Joplin. Hagar's version maintains that really bluesy nature of the song, but he rocks it up a bit musically. Hagar's gravelly vocals work so well with the song, much in that vein of Janis Joplin. We get a fun sax solo with Hagar's version. I have to admit that Hagar's version of the song works better live than it does on the record, but it's still a solid cover, and I think the crowd interaction live takes it to a whole nother level.
Hey, fun fact. Most of Sammy Hagar's listeners on Spotify listen from Chicago.
Alrighty then.
I clicked on the description for Sammy's thing because I was trying to read more about the description he has on Spotify, and it showed how many listeners from each place is accumulating to the monthly listeners. I thought that was a fun fact.
It is a fun fact. You got anything else on the song?
I think I pretty much said everything that I liked about the song.
Have you ever heard Janis Joplin's version of this song?
No.
Okay. We might have to introduce you to that and see what you think.
You honestly have to ask me who this, if I know the singer. Or band or whatever.
I doubt you do.
Yeah. I don't.
I didn't figure you did. We'll have to play Janis Joplin's version of it. We'll see what you think.
Alright.
All right. With that said, that is the end of the record. Michael, let's get your final thoughts on the record and your rating out of 5.
I like this record. I think I like 5150 better.
Keep in mind that is not a Sammy Hagar
I
record,
know.
though. That is a Van Halen record.
But, listen. Use your ears. Don't talk over me. We're back in school. I liked Sammy's performance on this record. I felt like I like his performance better on the Van Halen stuff, but that's bias. I really liked the guitar work and vocal performance on this record. I'm gonna have to give it a 4.5.
Michael gives it a 4.5, and I assume you docked it a half a point because of the run of songs that you didn't like.
Yes.
Fair enough. Yep, for me, this was the first solo album from Sammy Hagar that I ever heard. I was exposed to it well after I had heard his stuff with Van Halen, so I had already been a Hagar fan going into it. While it's nowhere near as good as his Van Halen era stuff, I still enjoy this. It remains one of my favorite Hagar solo records despite its flaws. There are some fantastic songs on this, like I'll Fall in Love Again, There's Only One Way to Rock, Heavy Metal, and Babies on Fire. It does have its weak moments, though, with the back-to-back ballads, Baby It's You and Surrender. Hagar's trademark vocals are on full display as well as some corny lyrics at times. There's some fantastic guitar work from Hagar and Pill. The rhythm section of Church and Lauser are solid throughout. It's a solid record on the whole, and it's definitely worth the listen. I'm going to give it a 4 out of 5. And that'll take us to our question for the audience. What is your favorite track on Standing Hampton, and why? Michael, anything else before we close up this segment?
Nope.
All right. So now we will move into our next segment. This is Can't Wait. New music coming soon. Michael, what do you got?
There's no point in asking anymore.
Hey, at least we had some decent news a few episodes ago.
Yeah.
It appears that they are going to do a live performance at least this year. Not here in America, but they're doing one.
I find it funny that over how many years it's been, they've only come up with a show.
Yeah, well, you still haven't heard all of their other stuff. The only stuff you know is just the first record.
And it's the best record.
You don't know that because you've never listened to the others. You can't make that assessment.
I make my trademark on that.
No. Nope.
I make my trademark on that.
Nope. Until you hear the other material, you cannot make that statement.
I can.
No, sir.
And I will.
No, sir.
I will.
Lose. For me, on my release radar, on May 9th, the new record from Black Map drops titled Hex. Also on May 9th, Haken releases their new live album, Live Forms, An Evening with Haken, which was recorded live in London last year. Also on May 9th, the new Sleep Token record, Even in Arcadia, drops. I have to admit, I've not been a huge fan of any of the singles that have been released from this record so far, so I'm kind of cautiously approaching that one. We'll see.
Cautious.
What's that?
I said cautious.
Exactly. Then on May 16th, Pelican is dropping their new record, Flickering Resonance. And then recently announced on May 30th, Cincato drops their new record, Memento. And then there's also this question, is there a new Loathe record on the way? There was that new single that was released earlier today, and I'm curious if that means there's a new record on the way. I haven't seen any sort of official announcement of a new record yet, but that doesn't mean that there's not one on the way.
Single.
You should check out that new song, Michael, and report back to us and let us know what you think.
I meant to.
Yeah, like you meant to listen to the Sammy Hagar record, but had nothing to say about it.
I had listened to it. I have. I did. That happened.
Would you listen to it like a half a time?
I listened to it.
Okay. Anything else on this segment before we move on, Michael?
I listened to the Sammy Hagar stuff.
That's not even what we're talking about right now. We're talking about new music that's getting ready to come out.
I know. I'm finishing my statement. I'm winning with it, my winning statement.
Nope. Anyway.
Yes.
All right. So we will move into our final segment. This is Michael's journey discovering a song from the past. This time, we're going to get Michael's thoughts on the Four Tops song, I Can't Help Myself. A little bit of background on this song. I Can't Help Myself is a 1965 song recorded by the Four Tops for the Motown label. It was written and produced by Motown's main production team, Holland, Dozier, and Holland. I Can't Help Myself is one of the most well-known Motown recordings of the 1960s and among the decade's biggest hits. The single topped the Billboard R&B chart for 9 weeks, being named the biggest R&B single of the year by Billboard, and also peaked at number 1 on the Hot 100 for 2 non-consecutive weeks.
High praise.
Yes, sir. Billboard ranked the record as the second biggest single of 1965. I Can't Help Myself was the Four Tops' first top 40 single in the UK, peaking at number 23 at the end of 1965, then reaching number 10 in its early 1970 re-release. Rolling Stone magazine ranked the song at number 483 on their list of the 500 greatest songs of all time. It has been covered extensively since 1965, including versions done for several television commercials. And with that said, Michael, let's get your thoughts on this.
Yeah, I like the opening. I like the beat to the song. Also, I like the the song, the vocals. Yeah, the song.
You mean the music?
Yeah. I said I like the song and then went back and said I like the vocals.
Is that all you got?
I also like the instruments that are used.
Yeah, that's something Motown does really well.
Yeah, that's something I've realized is they've really used the instruments well. They always try and it kind of seems like they try and use different combinations of instruments sometimes, because sometimes there will be a piano and a saxophone or something. And
yeah, they do really well with
cool.
all of their arrangements.
That's really cool. That they can mix it like that to be able to have it like that.
Yeah, what a fun listen the song is. The vocal melodies are incredibly hooky. Once again, Motown doesn't fail when it comes to musical arrangements. The strings provided by the Detroit Symphony Orchestra just set this song off, sending it into the stratosphere. The bass and drum work from the Funk Brothers are fantastic. There's a bit of baritone sax on the song as well. That baritone sax is not the star of the song. That strings arrangement really carries the music and helps make this infinitely memorable. Levi Stubbs' lead vocal performance is impassioned and memorable. You can't help but sing along. It's a terrific love song and one of my all-time favorites.
Yes.
Michael, give us your rating out of 5 on this one.
I want to add a little bit to my statement.
Sure.
At the beginning of the song, isn't there like aren't they like clapping at the beginning to open up the song?
I don't think so.
Because it kind of sounds like it.
No, it's not clapping. You're hearing the sounds of like it might be like a bangle or something, but it's not clapping.
Okay. I really like this song overall. It's another good Motown song. It deserves all of its ratings. I really like this song. I'm gonna have to give it a 5 out of 5.
5 out of 5 from Michael. Glad you like this, Michael. It really is a fun song. Very hooky.
Yes.
Okay, so up next for you, Michael, on your journey is the amazing John Waite and his song Missing You. I think you're going to like this. And for our main topic of the next episode, we will be discussing Soundgarden's 1994 release, Super Unknown. I can't wait to discuss this with you, Michael. I think you are going to love this record.
That is a lot of words to say love. So, how much am I going to love this record? Take an estimated guess. What rating do you think I'm going to give it? Take
I'm
a
not gonna
random
guess that. I just can't wait for you to hear it because I really think you're going to dig Chris Cornell's vocals because this will be your first time hearing Chris Cornell. So, looking forward to hearing what you think. All right. With that said, we do want to hear from you. We will read your emails and messages on the show. We have only one request. Keep them clean. There are several ways to contact us. You can email us at lightmovepod@gmail.com. You can also reach us on several social media platforms such as Facebook, Blue Sky, Instagram, and Threads. Details on how to connect with us are in the show notes. We are part of the SPDM Crew Podcast Network. Check out all of the podcasts on the network by visiting spdmcrew.com.
If you like the show, subscribe to us on your favorite podcasting platform and share with your friends and family. We are available on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, and a variety of other platforms. We are also on YouTube. Can't find us on your chosen platform? Shoot us a message and let us know. Leave us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts. This helps us to be found in the algorithm. Make them good and we'll read them on the air. Are you in a band and you'd like for us to check you out and possibly drop a recommendation on the show? Shoot us a message. We'd love to check you out and give you a shout.
We'd like to thank you very much for listening to the Leitmotif and Movement Podcast.
Take care and enjoy music.